So, have you ever wondered how top executives are really getting up to speed on AI? Not the theory, but the practical stuff. Well, today we're going to tear down a real-world program that's built just for business leaders. Let's get into it. Right off the bat, this is their hook. It's the promise that cuts right through all the noise. What it's saying to a CEO or a manager is, hey, you don't have to become a data scientist to completely change your company. That's a really powerful idea, and it's pretty much the foundation of this entire workshop. So let's start with the big idea here. The whole point of this workshop isn't to teach you how to code. Nope. It's all about building a bridge, connecting that high-level business strategy with the incredible power of AI tech. And this right here, this gets to the absolute heart of the problem. So many leaders feel this intense pressure to get on the AI train, but they're just drowning in buzzwords. You hear algorithms, neural networks, LLMs. So the real question becomes, how do you turn all that tech speak into a real, solid business strategy? This workshop is basically claiming it has the map. I love this comparison because it makes their angles so clear. You've got your typical tech course over here, which is going to get you way down in the weeds, with complex code. But this workshop, it goes in the complete opposite direction. It shifts the focus from how the engine works to where the car can actually take your business. It's all about strategy and actual growth. Okay, so that's the big picture concept. But what do you actually get when you're in the room for a full day? Let's pull back the curtain and look at the curriculum. It's a fair question, right? What are they going to pack into a single day? Let's take a look at the agenda. So they've structured this thing as a 5-step journey, which is pretty smart. It starts by just clearing up the confusion, the what, with jargon-free basics. Then it moves to the why, showing you the actual business benefits. But honestly, step 3 is the game changer. Hands-on time with real tools like ChatGPT and Gemini. That's the how. And then they round it out with ethics and future trends, which is all about teaching you to lead the change, not just manage it. It's a full strategic roadmap in 5 steps. And now, we get to the part every single executive in that room is waiting for, the ROI, the return on investment. And let me tell you, this course makes a very, very bold promise. So what is it? What's the number they're willing to put on the table? What's that tangible result they're promising you'll get? There it is, 4x, a 4-fold increase in team productivity. That is a massive claim. It's designed to make you sit up and pay attention, and it's the single biggest metric they anchor the course's value to. So you're probably asking, okay, how on earth do they get to 4x? Well, the logic is pretty straightforward. They believe that if they give leaders these 4 things, the practical tools, the proven strategies, the ethical guardrails, and a clear roadmap, then those leaders can unlock a whole new level of efficiency. It basically connects everything we just saw in the curriculum directly to that huge outcome. Now, a promise that big, well, you got to have some serious credibility to back it up. So who are the people behind this program? Let's dig into who they are and why you're supposed to trust them. Okay, so the company is called SEO International. 2 things immediately jump out here. First, they've been around since 1999. In the tech world, that's like ancient. It means they've survived multiple tech revolutions. Second, they're an official Google partner. That's a pretty big stamp of approval, and it definitely adds a layer of authority. And here's the instructor, Najam Ahmed. His story is really interesting. Just like his firm, he's got deep roots in digital marketing. He's helped over 1,300 businesses. But here's the key part. In 2022, he pivoted to focus specifically on AI. This tells me he's not just some AI hype man. He's a seasoned business strategist who saw where the wind was blowing and adapted. And just to give you a sense of scale, the firm has trained over 8,800 people. So this isn't some small one-off workshop. These guys have a ton of experience delivering training to a huge number of professionals. So we've got the big promise, and we've got the people making it. The last couple pieces of the puzzle are the proof and the price. What are people saying, and what's it actually gonna cost you? Let's start with the reviews, a 4.9 out of 5, and that's from over 100 Google reviews. Look, anyone can get a few good reviews from friends, but to maintain a score that high over that many people, That's a really strong signal that people are walking away happy.
And here's a great example. This testimonial comes from a participant who has a PhD, and she specifically calls out his knowledge of AI tools and tricks. That phrase right there, it reinforces that the course isn't just theory, it's delivering on that promise of practical, get your hands dirty knowledge.
Okay, and here are the nuts and bolts. They give you a ton of options, which is smart. The easiest way to jump in is the online group session for 850 dirhams. If you want that face-to-face experience, it's 1150. And then they've got options that scale all the way up to private sessions and even training for your whole team. They've really set it up so anyone from a single person to a whole department can find a fit. And all of this, it brings us to a final, bigger thought. Breaking down a workshop like this is interesting, but it also gives us a peek at a much bigger question. As AI just becomes a basic, essential part of doing business, it forces us to ask, what skills are actually going to define the next generation of leaders? It might not be what we think.